What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of the Brandon Janeau Show. As you know, I am Brandon Janeau, and like always on all podcast platforms everywhere. It's Brandon Janeau Show. Social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook. Brandon Janeau Show, of course, and of course, obviously, YouTube channel, Brandon Janeau Show. Go watch the visuals, watch, comment. I do comment back, like the videos, man. I hope you guys enjoy this episode because this is deep dive. Now, last week I did this deep dive. But I didn't like how I talked on there. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like how I was addressing the matter. I wanted to be unbiased because that's something that we don't have in this world no more. We don't have like an unbiased standpoint in any of this shit. And I might still not be 100% unbiased when this comes out. I might still rub people the wrong way when this comes out to some people or whatever. It is what it is. But yeah. So I'm gonna try to be unbiased. Try to be unbiased, and that's the best I could do, man. So I did this deep dive last week, and it was on uh, Kendrick Lamar and Drake. And I've done a couple of these episodes before, but it just feels like this beef's still going on. I don't fucking know why, but it's still going on. But Kendrick uh, dropped a Not Like Us video, and I watched it. I laughed at the point where he was doing the wop, not fucking move. Like that shit was funny. Like, him hitting the fucking pinata. That shit was fucking hilarious. Like I was laughing at that shit. I'm like, this shit is comical. What the fuck is he doing? Come on, really, bro? That shit was so funny. Fucking move. That shit was so funny. Yo, I started laughing. Yo, I was like, yo, this fucked up, bro. I was like, damn, bro, like that's funny as shit. But yeah, watching that video, I laughed, man. And you know, this thing about this beef that I've it's kind of even more interesting because I actually did a video. Like I said, I've done numerous episodes on this goddamn thing. I was supposed to do one with my family one time. It's supposed to be like a big ass panel that I was gonna have everybody come on here, and I felt like I might have been the only person in the room that's gonna probably defend Drake in any sense of the matter. But my Wi-Fi got cut off, so I guess that was kind of like God being like, no, 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 no. I was like, God, like, no, 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 no. We're not having you do that. But the situation, right? This beef. I'm starting to realize, and this is why I'm calling this deep dive the aftermath, because at some point they both got to move past this. Fans have to move. Y'all motherfuckers hold on to shit like dogs to a bone, so I don't know if y'all can ever move past it. But at some point, Kendrick is going to have to move past this beef, right? Drake is going to have to move past this beef, and this is where people have wrote Drake's obituary in music completely the fuck off. Like, they have wrote Drake's obituary so many times. Where I feel like this situation, to me personally, this is what I feel in my heart of hearts about the situation. What does hip hop look like once this beef is over? What does it look like? Because the way people have, again, like I said, written Drake's obituary, is like he can never rap again. I don't want to hear him rap again. But that's not logical. It's not. As much as people want to write the obituary and say he's never going to rap or his music will never hit the same for me, the songs that y'all are trying to say doesn't mean something to you is when he quote unquote talks tough. But for the most part, if you love Drake's music like I love Drake's music, and you grew up on Drake's music like I grew up on Drake's music, songs like and the Calm and Fear the Calm, The Ride, uh, Tuscan Leather, From Time, songs like that where he's rapping and he's also, you know, giving a perspective of where he's at in his life, but also, giving a perspective of where he's at in his life, but also being able to understand that, you know, I'm not that kid, that guy anymore. I'm not that young guy anymore. I can't rap like I used to rap. I do have a different life. That's what we like about Drake. So for people that sitting there like I don't like when he talks tough, you can pick literally the songs where he talks reckless on them. There's not that many, and you think it is. It's not that fucking many. But for the most part, the people that really love Drake, we love the 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 reflective Drake, the guy that knows that yo, I'm in a different place. Like one of my favorite songs that Drake has put out in the last couple of years is "Losers" off of the Dark Lane tapes, like demo tapes. Like that song is so reflective of where he's at now. Like him talking about losing a friendship. I don't know who the fuck he was talking about, but losing something, and him just talking, and it's like, yo, that's what the fuck I'm talking. Like that's the songs I fuck with. Do Not Disturb. You know what I'm saying? Like Lose You off of fuck. It's a damn project called shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Do Not Disturb was on that album too. Um, oh, More Life. Lord Jesus, More Life. Like songs like that. Like now you seeing people post his song. I wish people didn't start posting this shit on TikTok, but that song with him and Ty Dolla Sign on CLB. That's the shit I like from Drake. That's them songs. The Remorse, the last song on CLB. That's the songs I like from Drake. So people that sit there and say, "Oh, he's done talking tough to me," and I don't like that shit. That is fans that don't listen to that man anymore. And the songs you do hear is like Mob Ties or Can't Take a Joke. You know what I'm saying? You listen to songs like that. You know what I'm saying? But you don't listen to a song like Is There More off of Scorpion, where he's rapping from a different perspective. Like those are the songs as a Drake fan I fucked with. So when you sit there and say he could never rap and his music don't sound the same to me, hey nigga, that's you. Give me all the music that he gonna drop. Give me them bitches. I will listen to that shit because I'm not stupid. And I don't say it like that because that's a wrong thing to say. I don't say you're stupid. I'm not blinded by the moment. That's a good one. I'm not blinded by the moment. A lot of you motherfuckers are blinded by the moment. But to sit here and say for 15 fucking years this man is now just done in hip hop, that word does not fit. Stupid. Because you just sit there and say for 15 fucking years, the man now doesn't have any legs. I can't even say 15 years. Coming season came out, what, 07, 08? Like, what, 17 years? And Kendrick said something to Not Like Us. Where he was like, I've been popping since '09. Since '09, I had this bitch jumping. That's great. But nobody knew of you until 2012. 2011, really, because that's when you really started getting your shit popping. 2011. But a lot of people don't remember that. But 2011 is when Kendrick really started popping in my playlist. Um, but it's shit like that. Like when you hear shit like that. It's like, yeah, I don't know about that. Kendrick saying, I had this shit popping since '09. It's like, maybe to Cali. And this is what I also said last week, which I really will have to expunge on. And that is, when he put out the Not Like Us song, what was he talking about? And it's something I said last week. And I watched, and I saw some of the clips from the Pop Out show. And it kind of feels like that's what it is. It's like he made that song for Cali, but he's hiding under the guidelines of black. But it really feels like he's making that song for Cali, and that's kind of what I think of that because he could have went anywhere in that, because clearly everybody's fucking with that song, so he could have went anywhere. He could have went. He could have started in Cali and did a shot in Atlanta, did a shot in Memphis. He could have went to a lot of urban places and did shots and said they not like us. He could have literally had. He didn't have to actually physically even probably be there. Just have somebody on site just to do the shit for him and put in different clips of people that are like us, right? In the video. But instead, he just made it 100% about Cali. And that is why when I said last week in my episode I did, it's like, who is the us and who is the they? Because to me, it feels like you're just saying they not like us. That means you're talking about Cali, but you're hiding under the guidelines of black. And that's cool because you're great at manipulating the people. I don't even say manipulating, but it kind of feels like you're manipulating the people. But you hiding under the guidelines of I'm doing it for the culture. But like I said last week, if you're doing it for the culture, why the fuck was you not at the BT Awards performing They Not Like Us? If you're really doing it for the culture, and plus you're in your backyard. DJ Mustard was at the BT Awards. Why the fuck was you not at the BT Awards? It's like you can't sit up there and say I do this for the culture and hide yourself under the culture guidelines, but yet don't do shit to pop out for the culture. You do a pop out show, but it's a bunch of Cali on stage. It's not a lot of, what I'm saying, different artists from different places. It's a lot of artists from Cali. So it's just like, what's the guidelines? I'm not trying to shit on Kendrick because what Kendrick has done is amazing. But at the same time, this is why I also don't really fuck with Kendrick. I don't fuck with Kendrick because it feels like you're trying to praise. It's like you're trying to use being black as your shield. And if people don't agree with you, then they're not like us. And that's something I just can't get behind. Because at the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, Kendrick's in the same hypocritical boat that y'all now putting Drake in, that y'all saying Drake is in. Kendrick's in the same hypocritical boat that Drake is in. He don't do shit for the culture. What the fuck has Kendrick ever done for the culture? What has he done? What has he done? Don't give me that bullshit now that he donated $200,000 to all these other. Fuck that. What has he physically done? Take yourself out the moment. What has he really done? Well, large picture. What has he done? See, this is the thing that if we have these conversations, now you look a little shaky and like defending a man that really don't do shit for the culture either. But yet, the one person you want to shit on is actually the one that has actually helped more artists in said culture. Which brings me back to the music, which I've said again. What the fuck does music look like now? Because let's say Drake leaves. Drake does what exactly what y'all said. Drake takes a sabbatical. He doesn't make music. He's gone. How long does Kendrick's reign last? How long does Kendrick reign last? At the top. Because at some point, Kendrick is going to have to eventually become what he did. What he pretty much has told Drake. You are a pacifier. You pacify music. You make music. You care about numbers. You care about being famous. You care about stats. And I make music for the people. One thing I did not like in the Euphoria track is that him saying that Drake didn't have any classic albums and his fans had to stomach that. That's bullshit. Kendrick, you have more classics. You have more classics to the people. Yeah, but to sit there and say you got that Drake has no classics, that's social media shit. And that's why I was like, yeah, that's a stupid. That's like J. Cole saying you have no classics. Music is, and I saw this on TikTok, I think. But music is subjective. But to me, Drake has like six, maybe seven classics. So Far Gone, Thank Me Later, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same. If you're reading this, it's too late. Views, which is that bitch a classic. Like you actually go back and listen. More Life. More Life is actually a classic. Like yo, Drake got classics, my nigga. But people don't want to give him that. Drake got more classics than Kendrick does, and people don't want to give him that. Thank Me Later is a classic. Take Care is a classic. Nothing Was the Same was a classic. If you're reading this, it's too late as a classic. Views is a classic. More Life is a classic. Like, bro, and now you're starting to go back and listen to his old shit. And now you're starting to listen to CLB. CLB has stood the test of time. Like, you can actually go back and listen to that project and be like, nah, this is actually a dope ass album. Like, this shit is actually got some hits on this motherfucker. Same thing for All My Dogs. I said this a couple of weeks, like when this beef started. I said, for All My Dogs, kind of now has grown into, it's starting to get into that. Wait a minute. Nah, I was a little hasty on this shit. Like, and that's why I think Drake is so good at music because Drake knows you're gonna hate the shit at the beginning. That's a talent to know. Hey man, the first day people gonna trash it. First week, first month, they're gonna trash your shit. But when they go back and listen to it, they're gonna be like, nah, this bitch actually bang, man. This shit actually a hit. That's why I say when people sit there and try to say like, oh, Drake ain't got no classics, that's a slippery slope because you're asking because that's a are we asking for the people or are we asking for the actual people that listen to the albums and the music? Because if you ask me, Drake's got like seven classics because I listen to Drake. So, but that's a shaky slope. But when he said that in Euphoria, I was like, ugh, that's something that you cannot physically prove. But it went over people's heads because Kendrick said that shit. Kendrick said, "Your stomach, your fans, you have no classic albums. I got my last one's a classic, but your fans got to stomach that." But and that's something that he said. Like y'all want to make theories and hypotheses and all this other shit on other songs that he's done, but things that he's also said is kind of hypocritical as fuck. The beef is what it is, but the aftermath is what I'm looking forward to see. Because at some point, Kendrick is going to have to step out the. Okay, I did that to Drake. Let me now go back to what I do. But will he? Will the fans want him? Because at the end of the day, the fans you got now expect that from you. They either fucked with you, but they only fuck with you for a little bit. You got new fans that are now jumping on your bandwagon. These so-called Drake fans, Drake people that don't fuck with Drake no more. Now they expecting you to give them pretty much, even though they say they hated it, but they expect you to give them what Drake did. Summer hits. You gave him one. Will you continue to do that? I don't think he will. Maybe this next album he will. I don't know. But for me personally, Kendrick's fan base is geared on lyrical ability, rhyme scheme, wordplay, and everything under the sun. So if he's not giving you that, and more importantly, he's not pushing for that, how long does the fans last to be these new fans gonna last? And that's the conversation I feel. Like, how long does these new fans stay? Because at some point, Kendrick is going to have to get back to who Kendrick is. or else he becomes this hypocrite that people swear to God he's not, but he would become one because eventually you would have to go work with all of those so-called artists that you say Drake used to get popping. Which is funny because I saw something yesterday or today. Um, HQ Key, I think I said your name right, my brother. His feeds come up on my TikTok all the time, and he talks about this all the time. And it's kind of ironic that Kendrick is the one that gets more love for this shit, for the beef between him and Drake. But Future and Metro Boomin are the ones that actually started this shit, and they are the ones that's now canceling tours. And it was funny because the comment said it's kind of ironic that Kendrick did everything that they said Drake does to Future. What they say Drake did to Future, Kendrick is actually doing, which is taking his you know taking what taking his popularity, taking his album that him and Metro Boomin did, taking that album and using it for his own benefit. So and Kendrick got hot, and Future's been quiet. Metro Boomin's kind of talk, but Metro nobody gives a fuck about what Metro's talking about. Like, but Future's been fucking quiet, and it's kind of interesting how this situation is going. So yeah, I think that this is an interesting situation, and it's kind of funny, but this is why I say the aftermath is more intriguing because I don't know what Kendrick does. I have no idea what Kendrick does when it's finally time for him to stop talking about Drake. Because here's the thing that people don't want to admit, and it's something I said also last week. Drake does not need Kendrick. Kendrick needs Drake. Because at some point, Kendrick is going to have to get back to making his music. Because as much as people hate Drake, Drake has always been versatile in making his music. That's why I said this beef. I saw the video I saw on my TikTok. I don't think Drake loses in the senses of what hip hop is. Cool, whatever. Hip hop didn't want Drake to win anyway. Cool. But in the senses of where I feel like people are delusional as fuck. Delusional as a son of a bitch. I think people don't understand that eventually Kendrick is going to have to become. Kendrick's going to have to either go back to what he used to do, which is his core music, his core fan base, which will make some of these fans probably not generally fuck with him, or he does what Drake does, and that's make fucking hits. Or he does what Drake does, and he makes hits, right? But then he becomes what he just told Drake he is, and why he despises him. So, because he doesn't do shit for the culture, and he uses artists and he uses people. But Kendrick, that means you would have to do that because there's no way in hell the person at the top don't stay at the top without using the people they're with. Because if it doesn't work for Drake, if you saying Drake is using the people that he's worked with, why would it be different for Kendrick to stay at the top? Oh no, this aftermath of this beef is gonna be very intriguing, and I can't wait to see how it's gonna be. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm Brandon Janeau. Deep dive. Peace.